Hi everybody, it's Zelda and Chris here from Amusements Revisited, and I'm going to hand over to Chris.
Hello once again. It's been a while. Last time we did a video and spoke, it was around about March, April time. I was on my way to Warrington Model Show, the one run by Jib, and guess what? This is what we won.
Woohoo! Look at that. What does it say? Warrington 2026 Fairground Model Show Best in Show. You must be delighted.
I was very surprised really, because there's no paint on it. Half the ride was missing. We've been a little bit busier since then. We've been a bit to the model in between work and everything. We can see there's a few handrails been added. The upright covers have gone all the way round, and we've made a full set of rounding boards as well.
We have, well, I say we, you have, yes.
Well, I have, yeah.
Yes, you have. It's looking more like what it's supposed to be.
It's not completely built up. I've left the back bit, and we've left the Swifts out because there's a bit of a pain to put on, but we have got them.
Lovely.
And we built the front as well.
So what are all these little holes about? No doubt all the viewers will know when I'm...
Yeah, these are graded wheat bolts, 3mm, and I've drilled it because I did have an original rounding board, and when I look at the photos, each rounding board had 10 lamps on it originally. I think we did away with them in the end.
Oh yes, yeah, lots of little holes here as well, yeah.
Yeah, all the way around, so I'm going to have them lit up. But when I took the measurements of the machine as it exists now, and looking at the old photos, the original rounding boards were a little bit higher. There are two in Folly Farm on the wall, but I've not managed to get down there recently. But
we've definitely got to do that, haven't we?
Yes, we will, yes. So, build the front. That was quite hard to do.
Yeah.
Bending the plywood round and what have you. And we've done these little letters. As you can see, it's just brass box iron. What I'm going to do when I wire the lamps up and attach a positive and negative to each one, so we don't need a plug or anything, because and then they just hopefully, should have put my glasses on, shouldn't I? We'll be able to see what
should hopefully slot in normally.
It should slot in there.
I see how it should be. I see how it should be.
If you want to go around the back, you can see the framework we've done.
Oh, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, so all slots together, piece by piece.
Lovely. Very nice work.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that.
So there's going to be quite a few wires. Underneath here, I don't think you can get the camera underneath there.
No.
We put lamp holders.
Oh yes, you can. Yes, you can see
there was a row of lamps at one time appeared, and it made it look quite warm looking. Because when I remember it back in the 70s, it didn't have a canopy on. It did originally, and then through the ages they put a new canopy on it. But what I have done, I put the upright covers on, and they disappeared. They went to Fred Fowle for a decoration, and we lost one on the way home apparently.
Oh dear.
So we've never been put back on since. Sadly, the steps have been reduced from 5 to 4, and I think it looks good with 5 on. It just gives it a bit more depth. The handrails have disappeared over the years on the steps.
Oh, is this the difference between yours and the one that's travelling now?
Yes, it is. But the rest of the machine, to be fair, how old is it? 70 or 80 years old. It's pretty much original, you know.
Yeah.
And if anybody's interested, we've made the handrails. I must admit, I made them out of plastic. I started with wood, and because they're quite intricate, that's the original pattern I drew.
Yeah.
What happens is when he started drilling with the wood, it started knocking the curves off and everything.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, so what I did, I made a plastic template, and what we do, we just make that in place, drill the holes before we cut it. You see that?
Yeah, I can see
Get the gist of it. When draw around it, cut it all out. It'll take quite a while to make, you know. And then because we've just used them slots, we've just put little panel pins there. I thought it was the easiest way instead of having brackets and everything.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And then the bottom bit, there's just a little bit of a lip there. It sits against the shutter. And hopefully, because I've not got my glasses on, Oops, hang on.
It's always difficult on camera, isn't it?
It is,
should
yeah.
have cut this out really, but
Kids and pets.
it's better to be honest, isn't it,
Yeah.
of how it would be at the time. There
So
you
that's
go.
how, yeah.
And that's in place, and that's...
Yeah, and then same with the rounding boards. We've got little brackets. I use heavy duty staples, bend them round.
Yep.
Once they're painted, they kind of disappear. So, like I say, it's just, I think, 3mm ply and the unslot. Then made all these upright covers.
Blimey.
And they're just staples there. And little staples bent and drilled, which is an absolute nightmare to do, but...
So you recommend if somebody's making something like this just to buy a whole box of staples, do you?
Yeah, they normally come with 1,000, yeah.
Are these floor staples then, or just...
No, just heavy duty staples, what you use in a staple gun.
That'll be one of them there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okie doke.
And then just hopefully just slot back on, probably won't know my luck.
I don't think you can blame your glasses anymore, love.
No, I think the cameraman's in the way and I can't get in to do it, that's what it is.
Shift, I'll shift.
I think we'll cut this bit out, I think.
Not bad, is it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Stop.
I don't know, you're in now.
Am I?
As they said, the actress said to the bishop.
No.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we might have some youngsters watching. I must behave.
You must. We get chucked off YouTube.
Correct.
Well, that sits on there, but
Very nice.
we just need a little bit of a bracket behind them just to make them.
Oh, so
we
going
don't-
behind it, yeah.
Well, they sit on the upright covers nicely.
Will that be done later at a later
Yeah,
time?
we'll do. Yeah, it's another job. Yeah,
Another job, right.
and that's how we've done the stays.
Yeah.
We'll go there.
Is that about everything you've done so
I
far?
made these pillars. These interestingly enough, were you know them things you get at the seaside, there's long smarty tubes.
Oh, that's right. They were.
Yeah.
They were like them little smarty canes, weren't
That's
they?
it. Yeah. So I cut it down the middle. Thingy because I was trying to bend plastic round and
Yeah,
everything,
I
and they were
remember.
they're about the right size. It might just be a little bit under what we should be, but
Yeah.
once they're painted and everything, they'll come
It's
to
the
life.
whole illusion of it together, isn't it?
It is. It's just an illusion, as you say. Yeah.
That's correct.
So
Is that basically it so far then?
yeah, well, yeah, oh yeah, we've thingy.
He's found something else.
Yeah, just bring it round if I can find it. Oh, it's over there. Here it comes. We've started.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. This is very important, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I've got in there, don't worry. Viewers can
spin it round and
see. That's
everything.
better, yeah.
Just like the real thing.
Yeah, when the gaff lads lean on the bars.
Now, when we were kids, there used to be 5 of us on the seat and 2 on the floor, and the bar
Crikey.
wide open. The good old days.
Yeah. And was this waltzer a fancy one? Did it have padded seats or back in them days?
It did in them days. Yeah, it
Oh,
hasn't
nice.
anymore.
Oh,
So
shame.
what these are? We got them from China. I was trying to find 4-inch hoop earrings, but I couldn't find any thick enough.
No.
So these are, I think, 4mm metal circles. But I tell you what, for Chinese stuff, we don't have to take some bending.
Yeah, you took ages on these, didn't
Yeah,
you?
so it's kind of there. Yeah, comes there like that.
No, it looks great, that. Can't wait to see that painted up.
Yeah, that's underneath. And like I say, we that's just a piece of Meccano rod in a Meccano wheel hub, and we just loosened it so it's got a bit of slack in it, and it just sits on another piece of Meccano. Keep it simple.
That's very interesting, actually, because actually I was going to say, I keep saying actually, we've got like a list of, we've gone through everybody's comments and pulled out all the questions, Chris. So, I mean, is this where you're up to now on the actual waltzer? Can people who've just seen this bit leave if they want to, and then we'll go into the questions after they can stay or whatever they want to do?
Well, if they want to do, yeah. I mean, this is where we're up to at the moment. It's just a matter of time, really. We've been quite busy. But when I do get a bit of time, I'm going to crack on with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully have a Loughborough model show, because that's the one I really like going to.
That's what we need to get it ready for. Well, I
Yeah.
say we again, but right. So
It
if
won't
you're,
be completed, but it'll be on its way, you know.
it'll be on its way. So if you're here just to see where we're up to, we'll say ta to you now. But if you wanted to stay to listen to the answers to the questions,
Yeah, just a quick one. I mean,
is this completely different to what I've
no,
just said?
no. If you want to hear the history of the ride, I might have mentioned this before.
You might
the
well
Fairground
have.
Mercury, Volume 17, Number 4.
Yeah.
And there's, I'll just get to it. There's a great article all about the ride. That's what it looked like originally.
And where can they get this magazine from?
From the FAGB. If they've got a website, you could easily find them. Fairground Association of Great Britain.
I'll put the link in the
It's about £15 a year or something like that.
Yeah.
You get 4 of these magazines.
And you can find all the history out on this
Yeah,
one.
it was all the history. Various people have written about
Oh,
it.
there's quite a large amount on
That's
this one.
Fairly recent. Well, it's still got the wooden handrails on there.
Yeah.
Um,
Lovely.
and there's Pete Tay stripping it back to he's got a set of the boards and he's stripping it back, finding the dance scene, the original.
Oh, that's a lovely scene, that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I like that one, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a little bit there, and it's dedicated to Fred Fowle. So yeah, well worth a read.
Brilliant. Right. So we'll say goodbye to the people that were just here for the Waltzer update. Ta-ra. Ta-ra. He doesn't like saying goodbye to people, do you?
No.
And now I'm going to go through all the questions we found on TikTok, on YouTube, because we've had loads, and we thought best for me to gather them all together and ask Chris. So are you ready for this? It's like a mini mastermind, isn't it?
Yes. There's one of the things I'll show them in a bit anyway. But
Great,
yeah.
super. First question, does it fold up into a truck?
It will pack away in lorries, yeah, 8-wheeler lorries originally. And if you look at the earlier videos, you'll see the centre truck and some of it packs on that. So yeah, basically every single piece is handmade, scratch built as it were. No 3D printing or anything. I've made every single piece of it from scratch. Even all these were all cut to angles and everything. So
And they will all pack down?
yeah, everything comes apart, the whole lot. Everything's loose and yeah.
Well, that's a nice, easy first question then.
Next one.
So next, we had this quite a lot. Can you make me one? Not physically me, Zelda, but everybody else wants one.
The answer is no. Mainly because of a time factor, and I don't really like giving other models away. I've made models in the past and I regret it now.
Yes.
But this, I was 65 the other day, believe it or not.
Happy
so
birthday.
this is going to be my swan song probably.
Yes.
Having said that though, I'm thinking of doing a ghost train afterwards.
Don't start. Don't encourage him either, viewers.
I've got the track already.
Oh,
anyway,
no.
so yeah, what are you going to say?
Yeah.
Will you build me one? The answer's no. Build one yourself. You'll
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Good plan. Right.
Next question.
And following on from that question, ironically,
Yeah.
is can I buy this actual one from you?
Only when I joss it, as they say in the Fairground.
Yes. We're kind of using it as a kind of
He's using it for my funeral.
funeral plan instead of using a funeral plan.
But, I don't know, but you do see one. There was one on Facebook the other day. Somebody was selling one.
And how much was that going for? Did you clock it?
I think it was about 700. I'm not sure. That was for a 124th.
Blimey.
Well, it's not, but it's because when
That's
you
not
work
going to
out,
get you a good
work for-
casket, is it?
You work for about £1 an hour, yeah.
I know, yeah.
So yeah.
Obviously, I'll have to pull back down on the
The
weight.
reason I built this, because the one I always admire and I still admire is the Festival Waltzer. The great Stan Savage built and Pete Tay painted it. And all through the 70s, I really admired that, 70s and 80s. And I must admit, Stan sold it for a proper price. And I couldn't afford it at the time. I would have bought it, but it's a lovely model, and hopefully it's coming back out soon.
I mean, we all say that, well, I suppose for you mainly, it's like I do it for the fairground attractions. If I won the lottery, I would literally get all our stuff back, because you do miss it, don't you?
You do, but you've got to move on sometimes.
Have you? I'm not a mover on it. Now, this came up quite a bit. How did you collect all the measurements to make this?
Basically, before one of Jim's model shows in Waddington, I went over to Leigh, which is probably about 6 miles from Waddington. Went early one morning. It was the last day of the fair. They were pulling down, and I just said to one of the men, or he was in charge, "Can I measure it?" And he said, "Yeah, you can't get measurements off photos." So yeah, I went around with the thing, and I've always took lots of photos of it over the years.
Yeah.
So I know quite a bit about it, you know. Because I first had my ride on it when I was about 9 years old. But
So it's always been in your heart a bit.
this is my temple, yeah, in real life.
It is, yeah.
So, yeah, I just went round and measured it and made quick jottings and everything. But most showmen, if you approach them properly, they'll let you do something, you know.
Will they?
Yeah, they will, honestly.
Will they, though? They will, honestly. I think if it's something that they know you're a good modeller, they would because you do have previous, don't you? So
Yeah,
I
mean,
don't
to
know
be fair-
if I rocked up at Simon's and said, "Hey, do you mind if I just take some measurements?" They'd probably say, "Bugger off."
Well, I
Sorry
used
for
to
the
help on
swearing.
time, but fair dues to David Wallace when I built the Sea Storm. He got the blueprints out from under the seat in the pay box, and he went underneath with me, and we got the tape measure and everything. And
So maybe it's the way you approach it. Maybe.
and I'll be honest, if you can measure it, it's a lot easier to build instead of guessing. But what I normally do, I normally guess. Say if you've got a photograph, this is about 6 foot, that's
Yeah.
about 3 foot.
Yeah.
You know, I stand against things and I think, oh, it's up to me belt and things like that.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to get sneaky measurements, you know. But Doug Roseman, we'll mention him in a bit. He does plans for Walters, and
That's a good place to start, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, next on. So a lot of these questions probably are repetition in different ways. Somebody said, "Is this a kit?"
No, this is not a kit. It's scratch built from the proper measurements. But I think there are a few people out there doing kits for Walters. If you go to Facebook and go onto the Fairground modelling.
Because you mentioned Doug Roseman, and he's the main guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he does a kit. He does
plans, does he?
plans. He's got Vic King's original plans.
Right.
And I think they go up to this scale. You can buy extra sheets.
Yeah.
He's got an informative book, what comes with it. You start from the beginning.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'd probably be the person to go to first.
Yeah, and if you're after a motor, I'm just saying this because I've been there a few times. There's a shop probably about 4 miles from here called the Component Shop. If you Google them, and they do all the Kobo motors and all the ones with the gearboxes on and everything. They took over. They're very reasonable price. They've got quite a good website. You can find them all on there.
So they can order nationwide, even though we're
Yeah,
Wales.
they do post out thing. Very, very efficient, but I just nip there because
it's close by. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and on the side of that again, somebody said, "Would you consider selling any plans for it?"
No, I wouldn't. No.
I think people just want plans and kits, don't
Full
they?
stop. Doug Roseman's a man to go to.
Gross. I think we've got to the end. I think most people understand there that no, you're not going to do kits.
You know,
you're
buy
not gonna do
a
plans.
set of plans and then adapt it to yourself. You know, add the bits on or just alter it a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is 24 sections. Some were 18 sections. Some were 20 sections. We're all different throughout the ages and different manufacturers.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were converted from Speedways, Noah's Arks, you see, into Waltzers. And they're still going, some of them built in the 30s.
So next, we've got a few questions more about the actual thing. So one of the questions is it a flat back? How many hills? Because we had a bit of people were having arguments amongst themselves. I think that was in the early days when they couldn't see. Yes.
Thanks to Mr. Pete Tay, years ago, he gave me the complete listing of all the Maxwell...
He did.
From day one for the very first Waltzer, and on that it's very informative. It tells you how many hills it's got, if it had a flat back, how many cars it's got, how many platforms.
Brilliant.
So there's no arguments, and I've had a few arguments over the thingy.
I know.
And Pete Tay knows his stuff.
We had to get the documents out, didn't we, at one point?
Yes, he knows more about Maxwell's than what Maxwell's know.
So you can explain.
It is basically, it's a flat back, as you can see there.
What makes it a flat back, by the way? What is a flat back about?
Well, it's flat, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. This is a hill.
Oh, I see. You're talking about the actual platform,
there's three hills.
Yeah.
One at the front, two opposite.
Yeah.
And where there be a hill at the back, it's actually flat.
Oh, so it's no hill at the back.
No,
That
on an
makes
arc
a
on a
flat
speedway,
back.
there's normally a
See,
hill.
folks like me, we've learnt something new there. We can sound impressive when we go to the fair. Brilliant. That is superb. I mean, these hills do look really good, don't they?
Yeah, what the hardest bit is, as you can see, I try and keep it as low as I can.
Yeah.
And you can see as it comes round, I'm going to push it round. As it comes up to the hill now, see the platform just about...
Oh, yeah, it's
low,
clicking it a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, and when the second one comes, you see,
Widens
so it
out.
looks like it's high.
Yeah.
When it goes along, and when it just about skims it again, you see.
Brilliant.
So,
Very good.
and I'll just tell you quickly,
Yeah.
because I had the rods coming out, I don't know if you can see in there, there's a little pin in there. I've drilled a little 1.5mm hole and put a little bit, it's a split pin just cut down, just in there, and it's just stopping the rods coming out because they're all coming out, you see. Bit fiddly to do, but once you've got it done,
Yeah.
and working like a dream.
Last question now about the actual waltzer itself is somebody did say, how do the cars stay on? And I would imagine...
How do we stay on? These are just with dead weight on these.
Is that the case with actual waltzers? Are
No,
they
have a
basically
big,
asking...
on the actual waltzer, it has a big nut underneath and a massive big, like R-clip, like a big... It's a bit like a baby's nappy pin. It's a massive pin what goes through.
Yeah.
And they hold them on. Because that on a real ride is a bearing. It's a bearing plate, and it actually sits on that, and it's tightened up on it.
And then gravity keeps
And
it
then
down.
on the new ones, they're on a slew ring, which is square about that big, and they slot on, sit on, and the two big pins go through. So
yeah.
And then with the new ones, they've got all the electrics in them and everything. But yeah, I found out because I built Simons's waltzer years ago in 124, and this is the thing, that is just, it's just a split pin through there, but you've got to make it sloppy. If it's too tight...
I was going to say it looks a bit loose.
Yeah, but on a real car you can lift it up like that, you see.
Yeah.
If you've got it stagnant, it'll jump on the hills and it won't go round properly, but that just sits on there.
Super.
Like I say, and
then off it goes.
Yeah, we just go around the street right there.
Lovely. And the last question you'd be glad to hear is, apart from the waltzer, would you consider making any plans, kits, anything like that for any other fairground ride?
For myself or for the public?
For the public, I believe.
No.
Is that because you got that
I haven't
train?
I haven't got a lot of years left as it is.
You've
So
only
I
just
keep
hit
getting
65, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm still 40, aren't I? But what I'm saying is, no, I mean, this has took me probably 4 years getting off and on.
Yes.
It's just do it when I feel like it.
It has taken a while, hasn't it?
I've cracked on with it recently, you know.
Yeah.
But I've got another, I think it's about 10, 12 handrails to make all around the back.
Yeah.
And we do take, lucky if we can make 2 in the night, really. I have got the tilt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the tilt.
Yeah, it's an old Wall's ice cream umbrella, but I've got to cut
That'll
it all
do.
up. It's red and yellow, so I've got to cut it all into little segments.
Super.
Get the sewing machine out. Yeah, what else we got? Yeah, we've got all the lighting to do. Got all the trim and the chrome and everything.
And how long do you think that'll be? When is Loughborough?
It is always normally the second Saturday of November. It's normally the Saturday before Remembrance Sunday most of the time, around about the 12th, 14th, something like that.
Yeah.
Brilliant street fair, and the model shows in the John Storer house.
Brilliant.
You haven't been, it's a long way from here as well.
And you're hoping to get it pretty much ready for that?
Yes, my friend Mr. Wilson said I can come along, yeah. So,
lovely, that's super.
And yeah, and John Silcock does go to there with his free couch.
So that'd be nice, yeah. You'll have to get a little picture, a little fan picture or something.
Other than that, yeah, we're just going to crack on with it. And,
we are, yes.
There's just a few little jobs, like I say, we just want little brackets behind here just to stop them being thingy, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know if you want to give it one last spin now and I can say ta-ra to you all. Hopefully that's answered any questions. If you've got any other questions, don't hesitate to list them underneath and we'll answer them next time. Hopefully it won't be as long as before the Loughborough Model Show. But it is looking great. And there you go. Say ta-ra, Chris.
Yeah, see you soon. Don't forget, subscribe and like us.
I always roll my eyes now when he says that. I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye.